Yeah, guys, let me start on the trading and investing psychology, right? So really excited. This is our first tea house event, and I'm so glad that you all could make it. Uh, so just to give you a background on my personal trading and investing that I have done previously. So I started roughly about roughly 4 or 5 years ago, and started in stock market and purely investing. No leverage trading, no futures, no options, nothing like that. Just purely based uh, uh, on your, what do you call it, your spot trading, I would call it, right? And I've seen last year was pretty much my most successful year, I would say, on the stock market and even on crypto trading, that I have done. On stock market without any leverage, I was able to get 80% return, 88% return on my investment. And on crypto with it using leverage, it's crazy. It's a lot over the years that I've been able to accumulate. And obviously it was a really uh huge learning curve and a lot of losses along the way, right? And it was it wasn't easy at all, and especially the losses that I've had in the past. It has, like, some the biggest loss I've talked about in the VC is I've just, I guess, a year and a half ago I lost about like $108,000. I'll never forget the amount, right? Just overnight, right, on trading. And kind of that, losing that much money at one point, like, really shifted me to kind of learn and understand how the whole market works, right? Because for everyone's loss there is a winner, right? It's a zero sum game. If you're trading, if you're investing, it's a zero sum game. You're here to make money, and and for your win or for your loss, there's someone winning and there's someone losing, right? It's a zero sum game. There's no, you're not here doing social service, you're not here doing um any kind of I don't know, any social work, right? Here it's a completely uh it's a complete game, I would say. So let me just move on to the presentation now. How do I turn this thing down? Keep this over here. Okay. Before we start, guys, I just want to give you a trade disclaimer. I suggest you guys to read through this. It is what we are doing here at Geisha Tea House is not a financial advice, right? Whatever we do here is for educational purposes. It's to show you how to fish instead of giving you the fish, because I think we believe that that's where the most value comes in, right? So I just suggest quickly reading through it, and just know that whatever financial advice per se, or a a trading signal almost, is at your own risk, right? We suggest you do your own homework. Obviously we are here to help and educate, and not to pump up the market or do any of those kind of stuff. So please do read this. I'll give you a minute for that, if everyone is good with that. Okay, guys, while you read that, can you guys, someone on chat, whoever have traded in the past or invested in the past? I mean, I'm sure some of them have invested. Investment can be anything. It can be from crypto to stocks to real estate. Can you guys type in, if what's your experience on trading or investing, just so I can know my audience better, so I can talk accordingly. Agriculture, okay, Josh, that's amazing. Investing around 4 years, export and import. Love it, love it. Stocks and NFTs. Oh, that's a huge jump. Stocks to NFT. No crypto in between. Crypto options, stocks. Okay. Stock watches. Wow. Okay, watches and NFTs. Love it. Started with stocks and moved to crypto recently. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Tips. Got it. So from what I understand, there is kind of a background. Everyone has a kind of background in trading and investing, which is great because it really helps you understand what you have been through. Now, whenever you guys trade, do you do you feel there's some kind of emotional attachment there with your trade? Like, sometimes trade or investing. When I say trade, like, executing a trade, it could be anything. It could be investing long term or just doing options trading, right? Do you have do you get like kind of like anxiety or you have had a loss in the past, and you kind of really are lost in the market. Does anyone feel like that? That's why I like it. Right. Right. Got it. For myself personally speaking, when I first started, I got this thing called the beginner's luck, right? And stupid thing, one of the stupid things that you can do in any kind of investing, trading, is start with a bigger sum of money. When I say bigger, anywhere, I would say if you're a beginner, if you're starting above $1,000 threshold, I'd say that's a lot, right? If you have never traded, if you have never invested in anything, right? And I myself started with like $27,000 or $28,000, like quite a long time ago. And it was funny. I was doing, and this was in crypto. This was not in investing. This was my when I was just starting out my day trading. And funny enough, I didn't know the consequences. I hadn't done the research. And if anyone has traded crypto, you know that on the leverage trading, there goes like it ranges from 1x to 100x, right? So I was like, oh, this, I did something really stupid. And this is funny. You gotta hear this. So I just like, okay, if I do 2x, then I'm going to 2x my money. Like, if my stock goes, or my trade goes 1% up, I'm up 2%, right? So I'm like, okay, let me go 50x. And so I took my whole $28,000 and then blindly invested, uh, blindly traded it at that time. And I slept, and I had no idea at that time what is going on, like what is leverage trading, how does it work, how to do technical analysis and all of that, right? I just went in. Next morning, I wake up, I get an email. There's a kind of like a margin call. I'm like, okay, what is this thing? And I look at it, and I look at my account, and everything is wiped out. And I'm left with like what, like $1,800 or something like that. Roughly, it was around like 2000 area. And so after that, I kind of went into this shock. But I was not scared for some reason. I was like, oh shit, I need to actually make this money back. So what I did was like I started just randomly looking up YouTubers and doing left and right things. I started trading, and then when I say beginner's luck, I was able to change that 1,000, roughly $2,000 to $108,000 under a month, right? Because there was no fear, right? I just, in my head, it's so called, this is one of the traits of a trader when you're starting out, is revenge trading. Basically, I was revenge trading, and I got lucky with it. And I was making so much money, and I was getting cocky. I was getting, kind of, uh, I felt like a god, to be honest. That's how I felt like, right? It's because I was making so much money. Then one night, I was just trading Bitcoin, and then I kind of shifted to Cardano because I got, okay, I can make all this money. I'm so good at it. And I started trading Cardano at that point, and I put my trade and I went to bed. Next morning I wake up, I'm liquidated because the price moved against me, and I was not trading heavily, not even heavy leverage. It was only like 5x or 6x, but there was a huge drop, and it wiped out my entire account. That was like the biggest shock for me ever, losing that much money. It hurts you first thing. It's not good, not a pleasant feeling, but something now when I look back, it was a blessing. Obviously, after that, I stopped trading for almost a month, just to collect my soul, I would say, and collect my brain and all of that kind of stuff, and figure out what is going on. Like, why am I losing? I mean, I had such a great run. I made $108,000 in like under a month, right? Why is this happening? And so kind of I started like doing research, understanding the market, right? And doing all of that kind of stuff. And then later on started figuring out, okay, there was so much of things that I don't know, so much of things I need to know, and so much of things I thought I knew. I thought I was the expert, but completely proved me wrong on how this whole thing works about investing and trading and everything like that. Obviously, in my investing career, that's on the trading. What I just shared with you on the investing side, I've done well all the time. And when it comes to investing, I like to time my investment. I don't do much of research per se. I do my research, but what I like to do in the investing, when I'm investing for a year or 6 months or in the stock market, I like to time. And I'm very patient with my, either it be trading or investing. I'm very patient with it. I wait for a major pullback in the market. When I'm investing in something, I never get euphoric, never have FOMO. And I just wait for a massive drop in the market before. And whenever there's blood in the market per se, that's when I go and sweep in. And my strategy is very simple in stock market investing. Basically, whenever the market drops heavily, I go and buy solid companies at that time, and let it play the magic. It's that simple. Obviously, it's not that simple. As I say, finding a solid company is quite hard. You need to know where to invest, where not to invest, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the background on trading and investing that I come from, and here I'm right, like to help you guys, kind of accelerate that process, and take you guys through the whole uh, uh, learning curve without having to take all of those massive losses and massive uh, scrutiny that I have gone through, and actually really quicken the process. And myself, I was helped by a mentor, and that really accelerated the process for me. Because one thing about the market, any kind of market, is the experience. Your screen time, your reading time, right? They all come in handy, right? How many years have you been in the market, right? They all are really, I would say, your guns, right? Like those are what you cannot fake. That's something you do every day, and then you learn it. So definitely, when you have a mentor, you really quicken the process, right? But at the end of the day, you still need to do your own homework. You still need to invest on yourself, right? That's what I say, before investing on any of these, invest on yourself, right? So that's what I'm sure you all are here for. So let's get started. Now, psychology, in my point of view, it's the most important thing in trading and investing, right? You can be the best charting guy that's out there. You can subscribe to the most expensive newsletter that's out there that has never missed any signal, right? You can get an advice directly from Warren Buffett, like, sit next to him and he can run you through what to do, right? But not necessarily you will win. Not necessarily you will be able to do the trade, because when you actually put the money in the line, when you actually have money in the line, things change. Your reaction, you completely are on a uh different mindset when you put your money in. You can try it, like, when you do let's say paper trading, either be stock, crypto, you can always go and like figure out where to do a trade. It's just one Google away if you haven't traded before, right? Or just trying to invest in something, even in NFT, right? You get excited, you see a certain stuff, right? But when it actually comes to pressing the button and taking that leap of faith, a lot of people have that kind of pullback. They really get scared. They really get you know uh, kind of lost. They start second guessing themselves, right? Though, like, there's something called analysis paralysis, right? Where you basically analyze something, right? And you kind of have a confirmation that this is what it is, but then you kind of decide, okay, no, I will. Let me kind of second guess myself. This may not work, right? So kind of that's why the psychology is so important, right? So in order to Dana Luke was when we first met, he was telling me one of these facts, and he has read this research paper about humans and investing and trading, right? So apparently, as a humans, we have the worst mindset. Like, naturally, we are in the worst mindset to be trading. It's completely against our human nature, the environment of trading and what we are as a human, right? So we need to kind of go against our true nature in order to be a successful trader, in order to be a successful trader and an investor, right? So moving forward, so moving on, so that's the importance of psychology that I put in, right? It is, I find it it's very, very important. And before you start any of the investing, if you haven't, or even if you have and you're good at it, just take a step back and really understand, are you really good at it? Are you Do you know yourself well enough? Do you know how you think when you put your money at stake, right? So these are the things that you look for. Now, here I presented. I'm going to just read through the whole thing for you, and explain you what does all of this mean. So the greatest and the most successful traders find their main reward in the activity of trade itself. Most of us were originally attracted to trading by the idea of making money, making lots of money without working for it. But I found that the best and the brightest get their kick from actually doing the trade. Now, this is one of those things, like do love what you do, or do what you love and love what you do, right? Kind of thing. If you are here, if you are investing, if you are doing just with an idea of making a lot of money, right? Which is the name of the game, correct? That you are here to make a lot of money, right? But then you got to understand, in order to be really successful, not only in trading, but anything, you really have to love doing it. For me, I'm here. I really love doing this, right? I'm enjoying it. When I trade, for me, it's not about how much money going to make, right? I am enjoying every process of it. I enjoy waking up so I have a daily routine of how I trade and stuff, right? Every morning waking up, I look forward to doing my analysis, right? I look forward to doing uh just a minute. Okay. I look forward to doing my analysis. I look forward to doing my homework, and I look forward to making the trade, right? I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the when I'm investing on something. I like the financing, like, the when we do the whole research, I like the financing aspect of it, right? I love reading the whole accounts and the investor newsletters and stuff. I really do, right? So you got to enjoy it. Either you're investing in watches, right? If you're someone in watches, you really got to do your homework. You got to love watches, right? You don't have to invest in stocks or crypto or anything just to make money. You can start with watches, you can start with cars, right? But in the end of the day, you need to know what you're doing, right? So that's where the most success comes in, and actually doing the trading instead of trying to get the results. It's not that you start trading and then next day you'll be a multimillionaire, or you start investing next day you'll be Warren Buffett. It takes time, right? And you got to do it every day. Consistency is the key, because no matter how good you think you are, market will prove you wrong one time, right? It's guaranteed. Market is going to prove you wrong at one point for sure. No one ever goes on without not losing money in this game. Any kind of investment, any, right? So you got to be prepared, and you got to love it. Moving on, the lesson is: do you really enjoy the act of trading, or do you suffer from Do you suffer from fear and greed every minute you are in the market? If you suffer, it is because you don't understand and or yourself. Most traders win or lose the same degree that they understand themselves. What I mean by that is, you know, that's the first question you got to ask, right? Do you enjoy this? If you don't, then find something else, right? Um, do you suffer from fear and greed? Now, when it comes to fear and greed, right? If you are a beginner, you're more likely not going to have fear. You'll more likely make money. It's a more common thought than not that beginner luck comes in. You'll be more likely to make a lot of money until you hit that your beginner luck runs out, and then you kind of need to, uh, and you take a big loss, and then you're left high and dry pretty much, right? So until then, the fear wouldn't kick in. And one thing, another place where the fear kicks in is when you are educated about certain things. When when you're educated enough that you are going to lose a certain trade, there's always that risk in the market, no matter what market you're in, right? There's always going to be that, you know you may not ever see your money back again, right? So that will make you fearful, scared, right? Now there's two aspects to it. Scared money don't make money, and then scared money saves the money, right? So you kind of need to find your balance of perfect between the fear and actually execution, right? Being fearful and still doing your homework and finding a comfortable spot where you are happy to make an investment, you are happy to pull in the trade. That's where is the comfort zone comes in, and that's where education comes in, to take a calculated, educated risk, right? Greed. What happens in the greed section is the most common thing that happens in the investing and trading is not taking profit. Note this down. No one has ever gone broke taking profits. Never. I have never met someone in the history that says that I have gone broke because I took profits, right? Myself, in an investment, every 25%, let's say every, depends on what kind of investment, right? Like, what am I doing? Like if I'm doing a leverage trading on the futures of crypto, right? For every 1% move, I'll immediately take a profit and move my stop losses to my entry. Why do I do that? It's a guaranteed win after that, no matter what happens to the price. Obviously, I'll get to the technicalities on the future channels and how to trade and how to do your analysis and all of that, where to put your stop losses and stuff, right? That's a whole different stuff. But what I'm trying to say here is taking the profit, right? Once I lock in the profit after every 1% that price moves, right? Whatever happens above that is free money. I don't need to worry. I can go chill with my girlfriend, right? I can hang out with my family, right? I can go out on a walk with my dogs, right? Do all of that stuff. I don't need to be fearful. Oh shit, I've already made like 10%. Uh and I'm kind of greedy that okay, it might go to 20 next. Let me hold on to it. And next thing you know, it has dropped another 20%. And then you had a winning trade and you lost it all. It's more common than not in any kind of investment, right? So always try to take profit on your investment. If you're doing it in stock market, your price have moved up 5%, let's say your investment, or 10%, whatever. It's you have to find your own comfort spot in this one where you're comfortable taking profit, right? You take a certain percentage out, take 25% off, right? Let's keep it in cash, right? That way you'll never lose money, right? All your trades are pretty much winning after that. So that's the kind of concept, like, people need to understand. And it's all about psychologically how you look at the market and how knowing yourself, basically. Are you fearful right now? Okay, why are you fearful? Are you getting greedy, right? You're on a winning streak of trades. Are you getting cocky? Because as I said earlier, market will prove you wrong, right? Moving forward, world-class traders see the market itself as a support mechanism. Amateurs and or less successful traders see the market as threatening. That difference is critical in achieving success. What does that mean? World-class trader. right? Or investor, they see investing, trading as not a way to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire for that matter. They see it as a support mechanism. We all have jobs, right? Do we take our job seriously? Right? It's our support mechanism, right? That's how you should be trading and investing too. Not to the moon every day, right? To the moon, but slowly, right? With consistently, one step at a time, right? If it's a job, now that you understand, okay, trading is actually and investing is your job, what do you do? What do you do in your job? There's a certain things, there's a checklist that you have in your job. Your job role has certain responsibility, certain things that you need to achieve, right? Certain things you need to do every day when you get to your job desk, right? There's things that you do every day at the end of your job desk, right? Job day, right? So trading is similar. It's nothing different. It's just another job. It's just a supporting mechanism, right? Only difference is if you really take it as a job and you do it every day, the amount of money you make is way crazy. It's a lot, right? So that's all these 3 points on this slide, and let's move on to the next one. Yeah, actually, I haven't finished this one. Yeah, about the less successful traders seeing the market as threatening, right? Threatening in a way as in like, there's obviously they are looking at it and they either see it as a way to make a lot of money at once, right? Or they have lost a lot of money and now the market, every time they're in the market, they are scared, right? They think this is a rigged game, right? How many times I've seen on Bitcoin, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, when in Bitcoin price drops, sometimes have you seen dropping those 10-15% at once, this massive red candles, and all of a sudden the price pumps up, and then you have to see that thin candle on the chart. Every time that happens, you go on Twitter, you go on YouTube, you see, oh, the game is rigged, the market is like scammed, it's run by the whales, there's some kind of thing happening and this happening and that happening. No, it's called liquidity grab, right? That's the name of the game. That's the market. That's how the market works, right? If you understand the market, you will know there is no scams or anything like that. I'm sure. I wouldn't say there's no scams. There's no market makers and stuff, right? There's always stuff like that happening in a different way. But that's the whole point here, right? How do you want to think like, right? Whenever in a Bitcoin you see, does anyone know what I'm talking about here? If not, I can explain what I'm exactly talking about those long Bitcoin drops, and all of a sudden price picks up, those thin candles. Can someone just type in a message and yes, no clue. Okay, I know what you're referring to. Okay. I meta. What I mean is like, if you open up a Bitcoin chart, right, you will see. I'll send a screenshot later. Basically, you see a candle in there, right? And a candle is basically like your stock candle. You know what I'm talking about, right? Charts. And all of a sudden, what happens is like price drops heavily and picks up all of a sudden up, like it goes up real quickly, right? And whenever that happens, Twitter and YouTube is exploding. If you're a trader, you'll know it, right? As in stocks, correct? As in stocks too, right? It's all over the place. That's called liquidity grab, right? So there's no, if you know what you're doing, there's a lot of information out there, right? That you can make an educated guess. That way you control your emotions, right? Good traders have no emotions. You got to understand that there's no emotion whatsoever. Either you lose or win, right? Why is that? There's a certain thing, certain discipline, certain educated guess that you take in order to have that every time in Bitcoin or in stock. There is, I see there's those liquidity grabs, those heavy fall, right? I'm on the other side making money when half of the world is getting liquidated, right? And that's how it works, right? You got to think like the market makers, not like the retail investor, right? What does a retail investor look at? If anyone is a trader, right, they will probably go to YouTube and search for the next big where should I put my $5,000, or what do I say? Do what is this YouTuber talking about, right? What if you're a trader? How is the RSI like? What is the MACD like, right? Now you got to think to yourself, 90% of the traders lose money, investors lose money, right? And 90% of the traders also use MACD, RSI, YouTube, and Twitter. Is there some similarities? You got to ask yourself, why is that? Why is 90% of the people using all those platforms and they're losing money? Isn't there something wrong about it, right? That's the question you got to ask yourself, right? Before you look up, all those other platforms and start looking into all of those kind of stuff. Anyways, moving on. Emotions and feelings in trading are something that professional traders do not get or block out when entering trades. We feel connection with the market and have a knack for knowing what's going to happen next. Information, knowledge, and edge seems to coming out of nowhere. As I was saying earlier, emotions and feelings are something traders or investors shouldn't have. I mean, I'm towards the market, yeah. Don't not toward your loved ones, or I'm not saying you not to be human. I'm saying towards the market, right? An average trader, a retail trader makes let's say $10,000 today. He's excited, he's euphoric, right? He is completely out of the world because he made that money, right? A great trader wins a trade, feels nothing, moves on to another trade, right? Because the average trader, when he loses the money, he's going to be the one that cries the loudest, right? The successful trader knows that, okay, I won this, but I could have also lost it, right? It's about managing the risk, right? The name of the game, making money comes second, protecting what you have comes first. And you need these emotions and feelings on check if you are focused on doing that, right? And once you start investing and trading, if you journal it, if you keep a record of what's happening, right? That's how you get you put your feelings in check. When I was starting out, one of the things that I did, right, either I'm investing or anything I'm trading, I used to write the date and the trade, obviously what am I trading or what am I investing in. And as I'm trading, as I'm looking at the chart, I used to write down, right, what am I feeling? What's going on inside my heart, right? Or in my head, right? What am I feeling, right? I used to write that. Why do I do that? Is because it is so important to understand yourself, right? And once you understand yourself and you do that for even a month, right, you'll start growing this knack for what's going to happen next, right? For me, at this point, I can just look at a chart and say, okay, this is going down or this is going up, just looking at it, right? Because I've done it so much. I've spent hours doing this, right? And that's how you get your edge. Now I have my edge. Obviously, I have my tools and stuff in place. That's where you make a lot of money, is finding your edge. Now, it's not that finding your edge comes overnight, right? I can show you all the knowledge I have, but at the end of the day, you have to invest on yourself, and then kind of work around it. Okay, this thing works for me, this doesn't work for me, right? We have our different situation. Like for myself, my trading way is really different because I have so many businesses, plus I'm doing a trading also. I can't be in front of my screen all the time, right? and plus I like to spend time with my loved ones, right? I cannot be all day all night in my screen. So I found out my edge where I can spend a half an hour to an hour every morning doing my analysis and doing what am I going to do for the day, and then wait for my level patiently, right? And then I don't need to force trade, right? But there's certain characteristics that I'll talk about of a beginner trader that will probably be coming on in part two. This is just a brief, rough idea. First, I'm shaping the full frame, and then on the part two, we will go in much more detail about this, right? But anyways, that's how it goes about uh, having that edge, right? You need to find that edge. You need to know yourself. You need to know what you want, right? And that's how you create your own edge. Trading is effortless, knowing without knowing how I know, right? What I mean by this is for me right now, it's effortless. When I was saying earlier, I know what's going to happen, right? For instance, I've had some of the friends who ask me like, okay, I've put a resistance line over here, and they ask, why did you put your resistance lines over there? And I myself go, why did I put the resistance line over there? Because, and it works. It always gets respected when I put a resistance line. How did that happen? It's the screen time. It's the time that I have during my educational time. I spent all those hard work, putting in all those effort. That's what's playing out right now. And that's what I got in return, right? That's why it's effortless for me. When I look at the stock market, right? Because I've done it multiple times. Every time there's a dip, a certain big dip, I have bought it. I know what a good company is, what a bad company is. What should I look for? What shouldn't I look for? It immediately clicks in. It just, okay, this is good, right? I look at a chart at one glance, and this is good or this is bad, right? That's what happens when you do it for a while, and that's what you require in any kind of investing or trading, right? Experience is your friend, right? And you should look forward to being experienced in this instead of making a lot of money, right? You should be looking forward to kind of loving the whole process of kind of finding your edge, right? Let's move on. A key principle in becoming a consistent trader is acting responsibly for your trades. There's a typo over there. A trade journal is a good way to keep accountability and monitoring your wins and losses. You need to learn from your losses. When you tail them, you cannot, as a beginner, take a loss and just move on. Analyze what went wrong, right? Super important, important. And one thing I missed out over here in the presentation is learn from your wins too, because it won't last long. I tell you, it won't last long, right? I was talking about consistency. You know how you get the whole thing. How do you get consistency? If you are just trading and hoping that one day you'll get consistent over it, won't happen. And that's not how it works. You gotta journal it. You're gonna write it down. Like for me, I have my red diary over here. Right? It's quite really red. So every time I enter a trade, every investment that I make is in this book, right? Everything. And this is my, I think, second one, I guess, or third one. Oh yeah, second one. This is the second one. Every time I'm about to press the buy button or sell button or long button or short button, I go through a emotion check. I have a checklist that I have before I enter any trade, right? And the best way to control your emotion is planning, having a proper planning, right? So I have a checklist which I'll be giving you to guys to, in the future courses, future weekly uh, events like this, right? I'll be dropping that for you guys. That won't be today, right? But I'll be giving that later. Anyways, let's move forward. So monitoring your wins and losses, right? When you win, also, okay, what did you do this time different that you won, right? Okay, you lost something. Why did you lose? What happened, right? Simple question. What, why, and how, right? You ask these three questions, Next thing you know, you have done 10 trades. You have become so good at it already, right? You understand it so better, right? That's the concept behind journaling and just keeping track of your emotions. After years, right? I don't need to journal anymore, but I still do, right? That's because we are humans. No matter how good we think, if we don't follow up, if we're not disciplined, we will kind of bound to mess up in throughout the journey, right? So let's move on now to the next one. How to control and manage your emotions, right? Now, this is quite important, right? Now, this is not all of it. You got to understand. This topic can go for days, right? I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a three-part of this, or even more. I definitely want to even be finishing on two parts because there's a lot of it goes into much detail, right? There's so much of stuff to it. Trade the charts, not your opinion. Invest on your time, not the surrounding, right? What I mean by that is we humans always are opinionated. I'm opinionated, you are opinionated, right? We always have opinions, right? That can be dangerous for us as traders or investors, right? Because we kind of seem to uh, undervalue what the facts are, what the reality is, and like to believe what we like to see, right? For instance, you are bullish on Bitcoin or Ethereum, you always want to see it go to the moon, but it won't always go to the moon because that's not how market works, right? Your opinions will be more biased toward it going, Ether, Bitcoin pumping, but you will never even consider the fact that not never, you're most likely not to consider the fact that it's going to go against, right? So hence you start losing your profits and you start losing money, you start go into that loophole when you trade your opinion. Don't trade your opinion. What are the facts? Always collect your facts. Invest in your time, right? Are you investing when market has already pumped up, I don't know, 20-30%? Is that when you want to get on a market? I personally, I don't think so. It's never good to myself. If anything has pumped up more than 10%, I will never get in it. I'll always wait for a pullback. Always. Whenever people start losing their money, whenever there's a market drop, there's chaos in the market, is my favorite time to invest in something. Trading, I do it every day. Trading, is if it's a bull market, bear market, does that help me make a better trade? No, it doesn't, right? But in investing, it does, because I want to buy in a bear market, not on a bull market, right? I want to buy it and I want to sell in a bull market because I get a better deal. That's how I think. What happened is, like, what's another common psychological trait is, market is pumping and people get FOMO, fear of missing out, and they are like, oh shit, I'm going to miss out on this. I need to jump now, and they jump, and then price drops heavily, right? And when the price is falling 20-30%, people are more likely to say, okay, no, it's going to drop more and I'm going to buy it later, right? you know that's not a good way to trade or invest. When you want to buy something when it's a deal, when the price is falling, you want to sell something when it's overvalued. Exactly. You have to become the black sheep. Always become the black sheep. So just to read out the comment on the from Nicholas, I read somewhere that to be successful, you have to be a black sheep doing the opposite in some cases. 100%, 100%. That's when I say think like a market maker, right? What do market maker want in the end of the day? They want to make money, right? How do they make money? By on your loss, right? Okay. Now you don't want to lose to anyone, right? So you think like them, right? When a price is going up and up and up, right? Let's say, and it's whenever price is going up, people are heavily leveraged, right? They are heavily, what do you call it? Uh, over leveraged at that point time, right? And they need to get the liquidity, right? They need to where do they make lots of money? In the stop losses, right? Or people getting liquidated, right? So that's, and what do market makers do? They drop the prices at that point, right? In order to get the liquidity grab. That's when you get all of those long wicks coming in. And what does happen? It grabs the liquidity because there's also you want to place your bets where there's most number of volume, right? Where there's the highest liquidity. Now I'll explain this. This is, I don't want to get too technical right now, right? I'm just giving you an example. Usually, and this is like way to trade like a market maker and way to trade like a this is more technical, obviously, how to catch liquidity grabs, right? Where there's the highest liquidity, you put, and it's usually on the stop loss, where all the people put their stop losses, is when you get where you have those long wicks come in, they take all the stop losses and price pumps back up again, right? And that's where all the whales also get in. When a whale try to get in, it's not like I'm going to buy 1 million right now. No, if they do that, if they market buy, the price leaves them from their own buy button. They are leaving the market, and they leave the price, and they're kind of already on a loss. So they kind of put the limit order, right? So when you have a big account, what do? You want to put it where there's a lot of sell order, so that you don't move the market and you can kind of get an average price, right? That usually happens in the stop losses. Again, let's not get too technical here right now. This is not the topic today. I'll explain that in the future ones. Yeah. I told earlier, skate money. Guys, if you're seeing all these typos, I'm really sorry. Yeah? I'm really bad at with my typos. I do it all the time. Scared money does not make money, right? At the end of the day, you only make money when you execute, right? If you are scared, you're not going to make money. How to not be scared is taking educated, calculated risk. Where are you comfortable putting your buy-ins, right? Where are you comfortable putting in your money, right? And how much are you willing to lose? Let's say, in order to make $1,000, are you willing to lose $100? Are you willing to lose $200? Now, right now, I'm saying in dollars, but I highly recommend to avoid using dollars, right? Don't think in how much you're making in dollars, but think in how much you're making in terms of percentage, right? Right. In order to make 10%, right, or 5%, or 2% or 3%, how much are you willing to lose, right? You got to know that beforehand, right? No planning, no trade. I'll say, come prepared. You got to come prepared. You got to do your homework. If there's no planning, if you don't know what you're doing, don't get in. Don't do it, right? You will save yourself a lot of sorrow, right? Now that you have, like, moving forward, like, now you have executed the trade, you have kind of know what you're doing. Don't be greedy, like I said earlier. Like, don't be greedy at all, right? Take profits, right? Move on, right? And also, just to touch on the previous point of scared money, right? You get your confidence when you are solid on your when you're solid on your technical analysis, or your fundamental analysis, whatever you do, whatever you prefer, right? You need to, in order to be a successful or profitable trader, it takes time to constantly make profit, right? For me, when I was starting, my loss would be like, I don't know, like, out of 10 trades, I would say I'll lose like 6 trades, right? But in a week or 2 weeks time of me working around it changed. It changed, right? All of a sudden, like, after being consistent on it, I started losing less and winning more. And at this time, I pretty much always win. Very, very, very rarely am I ever losing a trade, because I know what I'm doing, right? And it came over time. Now, if you're scared to take a trade, you cannot become consistent, as I said, right? And one of the things, taking journals. That's how we become consistent. No feelings and emotions. I touched upon that earlier, right? You have a plan. Don't have analysis paralysis, right? Don't over analyze things. You have convinced yourself, okay, this is a good entry. Just take the trade, because if you know how much you are willing to lose for a certain amount of money you are willing to make, then take it, because you know how much you are willing to lose. It won't hurt you, right? If you don't know how much you're willing to lose, and then the hope starts coming in, right? Oh, I'm already down 10%. I now it's going to go up. Now it's going to go up, right? Or if you're on a short, now it's going to go down, right? And price just keeps on pumping. Worst thing you can do. Sorry, I just got a question. Nicholas, I'll answer the questions. I can answer that quickly, actually. Do you personally trade on a daily, or you go for shorter, longer periods? I do both. I personally have two different portfolios, right? I actually have three, I would say. So I do investing, right, on the stock market. In crypto, I'm a trader, right? I do day trading. I have a day trading account, whereas pretty much just I hold a trade for a day, and then I have a swing trading account, which I trade when I enter a trade. I have it for a few days, weeks, and sometimes even for months. Like I literally have a long from the previous drop of like 30, like when it was touching at like $38,000. I have a long till now from there. So that's how I usually do it. I'll take all the questions in the end. Just drop it on the chat, and I'll answer all of it for you guys. Right now, no feelings and emotions. I touched upon that, right? Uh, you have set your trade. You have set your investing, that you are going to invest in this project. You're going to invest in this thing, and there is a certain reason that you have decided to invest. Take the trade, right? Take it, because 100. It's if you don't take it, you'll never know. When you will know is okay. Oh shit! When it actually worked out and exactly according to what you thought it will. That's the worst feeling to have, right? But at least if you take the trade or make the investment, you know how much you're willing to lose, right? You're only putting in money that you're comfortable losing, right? And it's a calculated risk. You are not like more likely not going to have any of that emotional problems taking a trade at that point, right? Moving forward, daily routine, right? Once you like, okay, if you are an investor, obviously you do it very rarely, right? But if you are a trader, then you need to every day, like I said earlier, like a job, treat it like a job, not like you're gonna be rich tomorrow, right? That's the worst attitude you can have in trading or in investing. No one becomes rich at overnight. No one. You can get lucky. Like for instance, especially the market we are in right now. Personally, I would never have invested in Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, right? But it did go. It made people millions, billions, right? Now, I'm happy to miss that chance. I'm happy because I have made a lot of money on the other side on my calculated risk. I can make it every day, right? I don't need to look for Shiba Inu. I don't need to look for Dogecoin, because I'm consistently able to make money, right? And that's what I'm after, right? And then reflection and responsibility, right? Don't blame on anyone, right? We do a technical analysis here. It's up to you to take the trade, right? And if it goes south, right, it's you are the one who decided to take the trade, right? If you are using someone indicators on your trading charts, or you got a subscription from some guy online that was giving you signals, right, on to buy at this price and sell at this price, you lost the money. You are responsible for that, no one else, right? And reflect upon it on your personal level, not by blaming someone or something or some being out there, right? That way you'll never grow, never. All right. Next, we have your intuition. This is what I would call the most important thing in managing your emotions and becoming a successful trader. After, like, psychology and intuition goes side in side, right? So what I mean by intuition is, as you spend your time in any kind of market, you're selling watches, cars, chocolates, for instance, me, or trader, right? If you have that intuition, right? If you know, like if you have done it for so long and you kind of have that gut feeling that, okay, what I'm doing is right, right? you gotta have to listen to that inner voice now, which is completely, this advice is not given by any investor, as or very few investors give this advice, right? But this is so crucial. You can increase your intuition, you can grow your intuition, you can sharpen it, right? It is very, very, very important to grow that. Very important, right? And it always comes with the practice. And there was this trader, I can't remember his name. He lost it. He was doing some job and he was broke as hell, right? And he had like this was back really old. This was back in the 90s, kind of. He has written a book. I can't remember the name right now. And just based on, like, he lost a bunch of money. He borrowed some money, like I don't know, like $1,000 $2,000 back in the day, which was a lot of money, and ended up making millions, just based on his intuition and having that good feel for the market, right? Like, I kind of feel it. Like, I like, what's my latest intuition based investing? I would say Bitcoin, when it was at 69, right? That was very intuitive. Obviously I had my trading analysis also to back that up. But the Rivian stock, best example, right? I didn't even know about Rivian stock going live at that time. I just saw it somewhere. I read it somewhere about this Rivian EV stock coming in, right? And it was a feeling that I should get in. And for some reason, sometimes I do this. Now, I don't recommend this to you guys. Obviously, I've done it for a long time. That's why I've kind of have this intuition, knowing the market, right? And this was about on the EV stock, right? Electric vehicle stock. And I bought the Rivian stock at a very low, right? And I holded it for I think about 4 or 5 days. I got more than 70% return in that short period of time, right? And all of a sudden I started getting intuition that no, this is going to go south, right? This is going to go uh uh it's not going well, right? It's not going to go well. I sold the top. Next thing I know, the next day market crashed, right? How does that happen? I do this all the time, right? It's having experience, again, screen time, right? You can grow all of that. Any in any kind of thing, any, it comes with that. So you need to be willing to be consistent, and consistently doing what you love, right? That's what I would say. Now, that's on how to control the whole control and manage your emotions. After that, how to handle losses, right? Now we all get through this. Guys, let me just give me 2 minutes. I need to use. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Actually, it was a loo break. All right, so let's get back to it. How to handle losses, right? Um, if you have got like taken a huge loss recently, or previously, and you're kind of scared to do, even if you have invested, a lot of our in the community, a lot of people have been rug pull on their NFTs, right? I got so many. I've been talking with a few people that have been rug pulled previously, or even that, or you have just lost money on the trade, right? How do you manage those emotions? How do you go through losses, right? The first thing you got to do is you got to step back, right? Stop what you are doing, completely stop it, right? And then look at what has happened. Like, instead of looking at like head on, look it from a bird's eye view. Okay, see it as an object, and so that way you can see the all angles of it. Now, you can always put your uh, imagination hat on and look at your problems, look at when you lost that money and see what had happened, go through it, right? You'll find stuff like your emotions. You were getting that kind of icky feeling that this is not going to go well, right? Which we seem to ignore, right? You will have certain other kinds of stuff that will come along, right? That you will catch, right? So that's one of the great thing about reflection, is if you know how to reflect, if you know how to take the bird's eye view and work accordingly. Trading stop 10% rule: you completely cease all trading activities, leave your trading place, and stop trading at a certain period. What I was saying earlier, after you have a certain number of losses, or if you have already lost 10% of your capital, right? Let's say if you have $1,000, you have already lost 100%, $100. Then step out. Don't trade. because every time you come back with a fresh perspective, when you come back to the market, you're more likely to win money than not, right? So, but you need to know when to stop, right? Understand why you're losing trade, journal everything. As I said, I can't stress enough on journaling your stuff, investing, trading, note down everything, right? Heal, regroup, go again. Meaning what I was saying earlier, you got to take time off. Taking losses are not easy. It's a very gut wrenching process, right? Go have fun, go away from your screen, go enjoy with your friends, right? Family, have fun, then come back when you are already eased and you kind of have forgotten about what you have just been through. Not forgotten, but you shouldn't forget. You should always remember it, but you kind of have forgotten the emotion of what it feels like. And then because it can be traumatic. Like for when I was doing when I lost that 108 grand, right? Every time I took a trade, I used to come out immediately because I was so scared. I just couldn't do it. Like, took me months to like come back. Months. Like depends on how much money you're losing or you will lose or you have lost in the past, right? The bigger the money, the bigger it's the harder the comeback is, right? So I kind of have that, right? And so you need your time to take off. There's a process of healing, right? Education is definitely one, and reflection is definitely another one, right? You need to consider these two things, and then you kind of move from there. All right. So this is what I think we have come to the end of 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 trading. Yep, we are at the trading of and investing mindset part one. We just ended it. Guys, let's get some questions. If you want to share your experience, please feel free to turn off your mic in one by one and go ahead. Does anyone want to speak up? Or okay, how many times do you think it gets to do someone to be consistent? How do you get info about trade? Where do you get info about trades? Okay. Matteo, how many times do you think it gets? Now, this is very personal approach. When I was from the guy that I was learning, it was a community there too, right? My speed was roughly at 2 months time of consistently doing things. I was already constantly making money, right? Now, obviously you start with a small amount, right? So that you don't have a fear of losing account and losing the money, right? It all depends on how much time you are putting in, how much how detailed are you on your, like, when I, like, for me, I was very detailed. I used to literally, I'm taking a trade, I'm about to press the buy button, and then I'm constantly writing my emotions too, right? So that way your obviously your process becomes much quicker, right? When you are honest with yourself, you really want to be a good trader, man, you can get it in a month, but it can also take you years. Yeah, in the group that I was, some people have been there for like 2 years and they haven't learned nothing, right? I'm surprised, right? I'm just, I had just done the course for like a month, and then they are already on the, like, 2 years into the course and haven't learned nothing. That can happen too. Depends on how much you want it, right? For example, how okay. Uh, where do you get info about trades? When you say where do I get my infos about my trades, I usually do my own, like, I have a certain assets that I trade. Let's say in crypto, I only trade like so-called blue chip cryptos, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and I do trade altcoins and stuff, but it's very depending on the market we are in. Obviously, I have a way of analyzing it, right? And when it comes to investing, obviously, I try to always look for undervalued companies, right? That's where I start, right? Finding the undervalued companies. It usually is looking into their finances and stuff. I usually, every time, once a month, or even not even once a month, actually, it's like once a 3 month, every quarter, I spend like one full day of researching out the stock, and I only do it like if I buy something, like unless it's obviously going heavily against me, I take my losses and move on. But like, which is barely the case, right? And when I invest something, I usually go in for at least 3 months, right? Which is very rare also. It usually goes for 6 month plus, right? But for that, I only do one day, like every 3 months I do, and sit down, look at the market, what the market is doing, what companies are going out for deal, and I just buy them, and doesn't really affect if it's a bull market, bear market, I just go through it, right? That's how I get my trade infos. Obviously now, if you'll be here after the mint also of the Geisha Tea House, you'll get all the infos from me too. So thank you for taking time. Really exciting that you decided to take this teaching approach. Absolutely, absolutely, Laura. I hope it was helpful. I hope and guys, I'm really sorry if somehow I didn't give the information correctly, and wasted your time in any ways. I'm not a teacher by any far-fetched means, right? Like, I am not a teacher. I just I was just like talking with NR VCs, and a lot of people got help from that. And so I thought, okay, actually I enjoy it so much, so I let me give it a shot, right? If it's bad, please accept my apologies. I'm really sorry for it if anything went wrong. For example, how can someone know that something is going to explode in few days, few weeks instead of year, like Bitcoin? Oh wow, that's now uh technical analysis will kind of now technical analysis is, I don't do so much of fundamental analysis at pretty much at all, right? I do mostly technical analysis, and when you know how the whole technical analysis works, you kind of get a sense of when something is about. Now you don't know months in advance, right? It's really hard to predict, because no matter how good you are, it can always go against you, no matter how good you are, right? There's no one in the world, as I say, that wins 100% of the trade, right? So we don't it, we can't really say, but you can definitely, once go through, technically learn the whole aspect, you can make a sense of where it's about to go. And does this mean that you believe that you believe more in active trading rather than investing and holding? No, 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 not at all, not at all. So that's I could great question, Laura. That could confuse some people. My I don't I recommend doing both, right? That's what I do, and that's what I will recommend. Don't just day trade, don't just uh invest, right? Split your eggs, right? If you have let's say $5,000, I would like invest um 3,000, roughly, on 3,000 on I would invest it, because it's without any margin or without any leverage, right? I don't recommend margin on investing. It's just not a good idea, in my opinion. On trading, once you know what you're doing, it's good to have leverage. Don't start with high leverage. Start with one or two X, or even 1X. Just start at spot for what it matters, right? Spot is basically where you're not using any leverage. You just trading from what's in your account, right? Uh, but then and start with small amount, and then one thing I forgot to tell you guys is, investing or trading, as I said, I recommend both. Try then, like, let's say, if you have, the most simple thing you can do, instead of trying to go to a moon every time, is you have $100 today, just aim to make $200. That's 100% of your of your money, right? Just aim on that. Don't aim $1 million. Don't aim the next Shiba Inu, right? If you are making, want to be consistent, if you have $100, try to make it 200. Once you have 200, now you try to make 400, right? It's a doubles game, right? You want to double your money, right? And next thing you know, the compounding plays its magic, right? 400 becomes 800, 800 becomes 1600, 1600 becomes 3200, right? So it just goes on, right? Next thing you know is like you have made so much money, correct? So yeah, definitely do both. And over here in Geisha Tea House, I'm not just obviously I'll be doing the daily trading also. I enjoy it, and also I'll be doing the investing courses for sure, okay? Because it goes hand in hand. There's no point, like, why just put your eggs in one basket. Got it. Thanks. Can I say some? You trade Solana. I did trade Solana. Yes, I did. Just talking about who asked me that. Uh,
I was gonna ask what do you look as an entry point? Like when do you get in? What do you see on the chart that the
okay,
exact right moment?
got it. Javier, now that is depends and it changes with the situation, right? Now I have my technical analysis, right? I start with a higher time frame resistances, right? Then I look for the market trend, right? I look for the volume of the volume that supports the following trend, right? And I kind of start at a bigger picture of what's going on a higher time frame, and then kind of narrow it down to find my perfect entry point, right? So that's how I do it. It's not a one specific thing that I look for. There's a multiple things that I look for.
Multiple.
Yeah, and I will be I'll be taking you guys to the whole journey on how to find that perfect sweet spot, like how to find your trade, how to doing that's a whole another stuff. We are starting at the mindset right now, right? We will move on to that eventually.
Okay, thank you.
All good. Amazing, learned a lot today. I will study the market a lot carefully with my trades. Thank you. Absolutely, I'm glad it helped. That don't say that your experience is something that you value. Thank you so much, my dear. It wasn't bad, mate. Love it. All right, that's amazing. So, guys, we have any more questions?
Yes. Do you have any specific resources like for learning about and trading and that stuff?
Resources, as in like tools that I use. You mean?
Yeah, maybe tools or information like a web page.
Yeah. I do have, obviously, your trading view, which I think most of us know over here for charting and everything, right? And after that, I use softwares like Exocharts, which is quite complicated to show, but let me try to show you guys how it looks like. Could could be interesting. Just a minute, guys. I'm opening that for you. It'll be interesting for you to see this. It is definitely handy. Comes in, and when you talk about edge, this is one of my edges. I would say I have, and learning to see this software that I use. New screen. Okay, there you go. Now I can see it. Sure. Do you see now? Yes, can someone confirm?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You see, this is like a complete rocket science, right? Like what you're seeing over here, right? This is what I use in investing. Like, this kind of gives you like the, again, I'll be going into this whole details, like, in the future classes, right? This is a long way, long way behind, right? Obviously I'll be helping you guys, giving, kind of not necessarily the signals, but I'll show you what I'm doing, and, eventually you get to this part. But here you can see, all of the different stuff that I use. Like, these are all the live volumes, right? So you can see this is raw data over here. I can see how many longs are coming, how many shorts are coming, right? How many buy order, sell order, right? What's the divergences, right? These all are really, really important things that comes by, right? Okay, what happened? Anyways, I don't know what happened. But yeah, this is I have another tool also similar to it called Atis, right? And yeah, so that's also there. So yeah, that's how I usually do my whole thing. Okay. Do you think that Geisha Tea House needs to gain more popularity to become a big NFT company? And if so, how are you guys going to achieve that? I'm in the white list. Okay, so love that. It's answer that you did a lot of collabs with other emerging. Okay, so going back to Geisha Tea House, obviously, yeah, okay, yeah. Going back to Geisha Tea House, how long would it need? Okay, yesterday Dana Luke was talking about it. We haven't even 100% deployed our marketing yet, right? Actually, funny thing is, just got contacted by our marketing guys, and they just sent our. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I guess I can do it like this. Okay, but yeah, we just got a whole marketing rundown, and it's the whole influencer list and stuff are starting. Yeah, and I haven't even made some of the announcement that has already happened and how we are getting the people and stuff, right? So definitely we have a really solid marketing plan because you got to understand marketing of NFT last month is completely different from this month. Last month it was a whole different market. This month is completely different market. So we kind of have to come up with our own book on how we do it, right? Collabs, the future collabs that are coming, those are the smallest thing we are doing. It actually, we have a lot of influencers coming in, a lot of credible people backing us up, right? We are doing a lot of Twitter and all of that. So we are working really hard in the background. It may not seem, you guys may not see, like, we are not just calling in a celebrity to just push it, which we are doing too, because that's the whole our thing. Our monthly tea house events are a self-promoting thing, right? So we have that definitely. We will get on that. Can we ask about the project? Yes, absolutely. You can ask about the project. Fell in love with the project, and I would love to see the project explode. Absolutely, it will, my friend. It will. It'll. Trust the process. It is going to happen. It is happening as we speak. So far, the feedback has been crazy, right? Just people are coming on artwork, and then they are staying for the community and the utility, which is amazing, right? So yeah, we good on that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Joe, yeah, I can hear you.
Hi. I want to thank you for the presentation. It's great for me since I'm like super new to NFT trading, all this stuff. So that's what great information. So thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely.
So first of all, I love the art. That's why I actually got into the project and started diving into the project, all the details. But I'm very interested on the utility side. That's why I got into NFT, because I'm also an artist, a music producer. So this artwork might be useful maybe for my next cover for the album. But I just want to know if like you have any plan to do like in real life events, or like this type of like talk that you're doing right now, but maybe in the future if you're doing in person, or like if the artwork can be used elsewhere, like I have like the right to use it, for example, in a cover, because I'm imagining all these projects that I have in mind on my side, and I would like to know more about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Novia, firstly, thank you so much for being here. Love it. Thanks for the compliment on the artwork. We're really proud of it. Yes, once you buy Geisha Tea House NFT, you own the intellectual right for your NFT that you own. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You want to go ahead and start another brand, you can, because it's yours, right? Yesterday we were asked the same question in the website. Also, we have mentioned that you own the intellectual rights for your geishas, right? Not the whole Geisha Tea House, but for your geisha. Yeah. Definitely go. I mean, I would be honored to be on, have Geisha Tea House on your album cover. Love that. Right.
It might be the next one. I just launched one today. It's not yet on Spotify, but soon, I think in a week we'll be
there. Oh
there,
shit! Love it. Shoot your Spotify on the group. We'd love to get.
Yeah, I will share the link for the preview of the song. It's basically an EP with 3 songs. It's mostly dance song, but planning for the next album maybe to have an album like this. I'm a visual artist myself as well, because I'm a designer, so I could actually create covers and all the stuff. So all my assets that I create, I do everything myself, but these artworks are amazing, and it's above my level in terms of drawing and stuff like this. So that would be great to have a support for this, for maybe a geisha theme album or something like this.
Love it. I love it. Absolutely. You can use that. And talking about the utility, right? What you are experiencing right now is one of the utility, which we just added like 2 days ago, right? On the roadmap, we updated the roadmap, right? But what we have, this is the weekly stuff that we are doing right now. Right, we have a monthly tea house event where we are calling like celebrities and business tycoons and people over to our tea house, and we will be having an interview. Right, we founders will do an interview. But the catch here is, if you have the 5 rare geishas, you're guaranteed that you can get speak to these people, right? And everyone else also can speak to it, but there's a different criteria on how we'll be arranging that, right? But that's the catch over here, that you get to interact with these celebrities, musicians. You're a musician, you would like to talk to us, or the musician talk to pick his brain, right? on how he
Yeah.
got to his success, all of that kind of stuff, right? That's what we are offering. That's the main utility, right? On the other utilities that we have are like Launchpad and kind of like the idea incubator, right? For instance, Launchpad is basically where we will be launching other projects, and that will be launched on the Geisha Tea House NFT space, and you get whitelisted immediately, so you just don't have to do any of the hassle of getting into any other project. That's one. Second is the idea incubator, where we basically invest and help you take your business idea, whatever project is, not as long as it's make money. This is obviously we have made it clear this idea is to make money. So so anything that makes money for the community, right? We will likely to invest that on that project for you, right? So it's like an idea incubator invested by the community, right? And community takes a certain percentage of the profits, right? But most of them, obviously, it's your idea, it goes to you, and we will work out certain kind of deals depending on the all project. So these are the three main utilities on Roadmap 1.0. Obviously, in the Roadmap 2.0, we have other bunch of utilities um, passive income and all of those kind of stuff coming in. We are taking all of these events that we are doing, we'll take in the virtual world. We're buying a land in Decentraland and making a tea house over there, where you'll be represented by your geishas, right? And that will be a hangout space for our Geisha Tea House members. That's how we are doing all of the things for now. And obviously, if you look at the website in the 2.0, there's a lookout on what other potentials that we have coming up.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much for explaining. And congrats for your dog. It's great. I saw the video. It's pretty cute.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Okay. Fell in love with this project. Okay. Absolutely, Mario. We're going to move for sure. But as I said, eventually, it's a process for sure. All right, guys. Do we have any more questions, or shall we call it a day now? It's been a few hours now. There are 10,000, correct, Javier? There are 10,000 geishas. Yeah. Out of that, we'll roughly use 60 of them for, obviously 10 is for the team, like for me and Dana Luke and Dana Nobu, right? We have definitely we have a sentimental value, so we are keeping some for ourselves. And then the 50 of it we are using for marketing, using it with some influences and stuff in exchange for the services. And that's 60. So that leaves us with 9,940 that's out there for sale. Yes, Mario, please. You own the intellectual rights for the project, for the NFT that you own. Basically, you get one of the geishas, right? What can Tobia is gonna use it for his artwork, right? You can use it to make your geishas, right? Not geishas of now. You can collect other community member and kind of start, like, let's say you're doing you want to start a mug or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying something. It's basically you can use it to make money off it. Intellectual properties have monetary value of it, and because our artwork is really awesome. Yeah. Are you happy with this project? Is it going as you planned? Yes, absolutely. It is 100% going as we planned. It is actually going beyond what we planned, right? I've been talking about this a few times. We have NFT gets a value on its art, utility, and community, right? Definitely, people are coming for the art and the community and the utility. They are loving it. What we are doing is so different and unique, and people are really loving that. And the community part, the most common feedback we are getting is the community is like unlike any other. Right here, we are actually having meaningful conversation. We are making meaningful connections. Right, there's no vague conversations like to the moon and like like in the other groups. Like I didn't realize that. I went myself because one of our members was giving us the feedback, and I looked up, and actually it's really true. The first thing, they have so many members, like it's like 100,000 or 80,000 members, right? And half of them are bots talking. You can see it. right? Usually with this rocket on the back of their name as usually the fake accounts, right, or the bot accounts, and they are using those to have fake conversation. We didn't do any of that. And imagine influencers, the front end marketing so called hasn't even started, and we are already at 11,000, right? I think I should be really happy with it, right? Obviously, our Discord goal is way bigger, right? We have a long way to go, and we have 14 days to go, before 13 days now actually before the launch, which is more than enough, right? So we are good on that. What about music events in Geisha Tea House? Yes, we will be doing events on the Geisha Tea House. We have hinted about that. I won't say much details about what kind of thing is pretty dope. I can just get you guys excited on that front. It is pretty fun what we're trying to do. But yeah, I won't be able to disclose. Yeah, you will have some fun stuff going on there for sure. Absolutely. How do I share the link on the Discord? Will I get it?
Oh yeah, sorry, that was me. I thought it was a direct message, but sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
You
okay,
said to
that's
share
all
the
right.
link, but yeah,
That's
I'm
all right.
afraid that you cannot share the link. I think I'm gonna have like some warning or something. That's how it works
Oh,
generally.
just send me a friend request, DM me, and I'll make an announcement so people can go and have a listen.
Okay, sounds good. Which is your name on Discord? Because
Uh,
I can't see it.
Dana Regal,
Oh,
DANA REGAL.
yeah, okay.
Yep. Alrighty. Any more, guys? Yep. I get your Tobian. Sweet. Heinz is a legend. Heinz, do you ever sleep, buddy? Like, you are there all the time.
Yeah, I just had holiday the last couple days.
Okay, got it. You're a legend, bro.
Yeah.
We were talking about it the other day. Like, you're always on the Discord. Any time of the day, I message you there. Okay, let's
Yeah.
let's
The grinding
let's
is
let's see it. Well done, girl. Good luck with all that. Absolutely, thank you, Mario. Remember us when this group. Absolutely, I'll remember you guys. What are you talking about? Like, and I hope you will be buying one of the geishas, and you love what I happened today, and more to come, and you will be in the close community after that. And obviously, it's like we have 11,000 members. I pretty much know most of them, and once after this mint, it's just gonna be the close community, right? So absolutely, don't worry about that. I love you all. Thanks for attending. Love it, love it. Absolutely, Jake got it. 5, I like asking questions directly. Okay. Of course, you can see Becca on Discord, and I'm on the side. Love it, love it, love it, love it. By the way, we will be making that. Why you should the features for owning a certain so geishas. After this, I'm going to get on a call with Dana Luke and sort that stuff out, and we're going to be working on that. How we can. We have already had some ideas coming up, and we just need to formalize it. All right, guys. I think we're good. There will be a recording of this presentation, and I will send you the would you guys like to have the presentation also, the one that I made, or just the recording?
I think it'd be good to be the presentation too.
Slides would be
Yeah, I
great.
think the whole presentation like this on the Discord channel will be great. Plus,
Okay.
people that new people, new members, they can
Yeah.
see it and maybe fall more in love into the project.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, perfect. I'll send that over. I'll send that over. Okay. All right.
Bro. See you. Bye.
All right, absolutely, guys. So let's end it. It was. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll be on Discord. Catch up. I'll just tag me if you have anything. And we'll move from there, right? And hope to see you on the next one, and the next one that will be most likely after the mint. I hope you all loved it and you'll stay. And yeah, see you guys. Ciao for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.